Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you are here, and this is yet again another Let's Stock Up. This is to answer your question, those of you out there who say, are you stocking up right now? What are you doing? The prices of everything is going goofy. What are you guys doing? Are you stocking up? This is to answer that question. So yes, my children were running to town today and they had a couple errands to run, and I said, please, since you are in town, could you go ahead and just grab these three things. This is gonna be a 3-thing stock up. Grab frozen fruit, grab ground beef, and grab salad mixes. These are our 3 things. Vegetables, fruit, and beef. That's what we stocked up on today, and I'm just going to show you what we have here really quickly. So yes, we have several bags of this sweet kale mix. Why do I love it, you say? Because it lasts for a long time in the fridge, for about a week. A little less sometimes, but about a week. So we go through one of these at least every night, sometimes 2 of these. If we have one open for lunch. So this is broccoli, green cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, and radicchio. So guess what I'm growing in my garden this year, guys? Broccoli, cabbage, kale. I don't know about the Brussels sprouts, but I'm definitely going to be growing some cold hardy greens, so that way we can be using our own and not so reliant on the grocery store. Next up, we got fruit, guys, and those of you know that I have a standard for my fruit. That might not hold true for much longer as these prices fluctuate, but still I have a price. So even if your price doubles, stick with your price, know your prices, and stick with them. So always these frozen berry mixes in the big bags at Aldi's are the winner. They just come in at a super great price. We use these in our smoothies every day for lunchtime. We also use them in our oats in the mornings for breakfast. A lot of times, guys, if you are buying bananas or this banana strawberry blend, these bananas in this actually come out to be cheaper sometimes to buy the frozen ones than to buy the fresh, but fresh bananas are really cheap too. So do your math, figure it out for yourselves. I like to buy a case worth of bananas when we go into Aldi, and then I just throw them in a cardboard box, forget about them for a few days, and then take them all out when they're nice and speckly and peel them all up, put them into some freezer bags or some plastic containers that you can get from the Dollar General, and then you can just put them, they fit really nicely into your freezer, pull them out for smoothies and for all the things. So that's what we like to do with bananas. So these are our frozen fruit for our oatmeal smoothies. Frozen blueberries were on sale, so we stocked up. My kids eat these as snacks. That's predominantly what they eat the blueberries for. They can also be used in oatmeal smoothies and blueberry cobbler. Moving over here, we just have more of the same, guys, with the exception of some ground beef. So we were able to get about 12 packages of these little 1-pounder ground beef. A good thing to do, guys, if you're trying to stretch your meat budget right now, which I think everybody is to go ahead and remember you can add in beans to your beef, and that will stretch it just 1 for 1. You could add rice into your beef, and that will stretch it. If you're making hamburgers or if you're making meatloaf, add in a few cups of oats into that, and that's gonna really fill up and stretch that ground beef and make it go further. Don't forget, guys, stews, soups, 1-dish bowls where you can mix it in together. Less meat and then putting in some pasta in with it or something like that is gonna go a whole lot farther than if you're trying to make individual hamburgers for your whole family. So I know these are just common sense things and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I know that, and we all know it, but these are the times where we need to just be reminded by other moms and friends, like, oh yeah, this is what I do to stretch this or that. So they're just all good tips and tricks to look for. Hey guys, so I wanted to show you my freezers and my organization with my freezers and why we don't have a big giant freezer, even though I'm not going to judge you if you do. And I'm not gonna envy you either if you do. But anyway, these freezers we got because we got them about 2 years ago when there was a big run on all things home appliances. So what happened was that our big freezer that we were gifted years ago died. And it was in the crash of, it was in all of the hype and all of the stuff going on in 2020 that we don't even need to mention right now. So we could not find a freezer anywhere. And we ended up being able to find a little freezer in Sam's. And my husband called me and he was like, they have a freezer here. They have a little one. I'm just gonna get it. And I was like, yeah, it's better than nothing, sure. So little by little, we kind of scavenged and we picked up these little freezers along the way here and there as we could find them. And I'm telling you that it's really worked out really, really well. And I enjoy having these separate freezers because just like the jars and the containers in my pantry that I can look at and they're visual reminders to me of how much more dry beans I need or how much more flour I need. And I know there's goals set on all of those containers. I can also look at my freezers and I can say, okay, this is my fruit freezer. This is for all of our frozen fruit in the house. And for those of you who don't know, we try to buy all of our fruit frozen unless if it comes off of our farm fresh or unless if there's a sale on fresh fruit at the grocery store that we just cannot pass up. But that only happens a few times a year. Predominantly our fruit is here in our freezer. So this is the goal, and we know that if times are looking kind of hard, the goal would be to go ahead and fill up that freezer with fruit. From here, I can pull out of it, I can can fruit, and I can get it into my pantry and create more space in my freezer. So that would be a goal for you if you have pantry space and you can pull from your freezer, jar it up, make jellies, different things like that, and then save it for later. Over here, this freezer is designated for our big cuts of beef. And it also kind of became a little bit of overflow from our pumpkin because those of you know, we've been little by little, I think I'm down to like 6 more pumpkins that I have to process, but I have been processing pumpkin all through the fall and winter, a little bit at a time here and there. So this freezer has little by little gotten full of pureed pumpkin. We have it in all different sizes in here. This is some cranberries from Thanksgiving, but yes, these are some little ones that we have in here. And then we also have, nice, very organized around here. Okay, anyway, you get my point. There's bigger bags and there's smaller bags, okay? Pumpkin and beef, all of the big cuts of beef also go in here, the roast, the things like that. I like to keep the big cuts separate from our ground beef because I know our family and I know how much ground beef we go through, so that earned its own freezer. And I'm going to take you over here to this side of the room to show you our ground beef freezer. So you're going to see that all of these freezers are a different brand, and that's because we honestly just picked them up as we went along. So this is our ground beef freezer. It is a sad, sad state. It literally has just the ground beef that we got in it from today because we go through ground beef pretty regularly. And over here is the last freezer. This is our vegetable freezer. And this one has just some leftover tomatoes and peppers from the garden, some little cherry tomatoes that I gotta make into salsa, some more peppers. Down there's some more vegetables. And what I really like to put in this freezer as well is just our kale. So when we buy kale in big bags from the grocery store, this goes into our green smoothies every day. I just love having a freezer just for our vegetables and being able to put that in there. So yes, we still have vegetables in the pantry as well. We have all of our collards and our kale that we canned up from our garden from last year. And then we have, of course, all of the tomato products and things like that in the pantry as well. But these freezers serve a really great purpose, and we absolutely love them. If you have little ones who like to touch dials and buttons, you'll notice that on the front of these freezers are the little thermostats. So what I like to do, that one isn't done actually, it needs to be done. But what I like to do is take a nice piece of electrical tape and tape over those thermostats. Set them on the temperature that you want them to be at, and then tape them over. And then you will know for sure that no one is touching your thermostats, because that's kind of not so cool. So anyway, I hope this helped in some way. Maybe buying a big giant freezer isn't in your budget. I just wanted to encourage you that that's okay. Do what you can with what you have, where you're at. Pray for the rest. Ask the Lord. He loves to bless us. He loves to answer our prayers. It would be amazing if someone would gift you a freezer. It's just, we have to bear each other's burdens as well. So let it be known what you're praying for. And it's even more amazing when you do that and then the Lord gives you that thing. So maybe there's somebody who has an old freezer that they're not using, who would like to gift you that or resell you that. Look around. Look for these little nice freezers. They do hold quite a bit, and if you can just pick up one of these here and there, it's actually worked out really, really well, I feel like, for our organization of our freezers. So that's it, guys. I've been wanting to give you this freezer tour for a long time now, and I certainly am not like the queen of organization by any stretch, but these compartments have helped me. So anyway, I hope this helps you. Hope you have a blessed day. Thanks for stopping by as always, and we'll see you next time right back here on the farm. We love you guys. Bye.